Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Welcome.
And we are here talking today about group cruises. Specifically, we have a group cruise that we're going to be flying out to in just 7 days. So let's talk all about that, all about future group cruises, all about, is a group cruise right for you?
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining us. We are Jill and Jerry, the Cruising Canucks.
Yeah, this is our Sunday Live, 2 o'clock every Sunday, unless we're on a ship going somewhere. And if you don't catch us live, you can catch it on repeat in YouTube or as a Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. It's found there as well. Mm-hmm. And in those editions on Monday onwards is we pull out the comments section. So if you don't want to hear everybody say hi and check in and kind of wave and talk about the weather, you can just get to the meat of it all. So
there you go.
But if you want to be in the thick of it all, join us live.
But if you're joining us live, please put a comment in the chat group. Let us know you're here and where you're from and what you love about cruising, all that great stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully you've been able to join us because we arranged with the NFL today that they're holding off football coverage till after the live at 3 o'clock. So
yeah, we have that power.
That means that we're going to be able to not lose all those football fans that are waiting to see what happens. So.
You're ridiculous.
If it only worked that way, right?
Yeah.
Some of you have been watching it. We can tell from the comments. So we had Azamara started rolling out last week. So we had embarkation. Mm-hmm. We had day 2, which is a sea day. Coming up this week for sure, you are going to see day 3, which is another sea day, but we do a few different things. And then day 4, where do we end up? Was our first stop?
Oh, man.
St. Thomas, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And wait till you see the St. Thomas turtle footage.
Yes.
It is something else for sure. That did not give me nightmares, and it was really, really good.
So you're not afraid of turtles. You're just afraid of eels.
Well, it's funny because we were at St. Thomas once before, and a turtle was like right near me, like from here to like just over here. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. I had to back up. But I'm not as afraid as eels, because eels could like wrap themselves around you. They could bite you. Like, who knows what they could do to you. Not eels. Don't you think of this when you're filming them?
No.
One day an eel's going to bite you.
Well, there you go.
Maybe not.
The chance I take.
I had an update that we should do.
Okay.
I thought it would be helpful to people because last week we talked about cancellations.
Oh.
So we're still going through cancellation. So what happened is we learned something, which was good. We had told you that we had a room booked in Florence and they had canceled us for suspicious sounding and, it wasn't a real reason. And we looked into it at Booking.com and we were interested to find out the policy that says that if you book something with them and they can't live up to giving you that reservation, that there's a policy that they have to pay for equivalent accommodation somewhere else. So this was news to us. So we didn't just go out and just kind of cancel it blindly, and like the host would want us to do. So now we're involved with Booking.com to see if we can actually get back the extra money we had to pay to find a different accommodation from the one that was canceled.
Yeah, so if you watched the show last week, you might have remember us talking about we woke up last Sunday to an email asking us to cancel our booking because the place we reserved was going to be under renovations and they wouldn't be able to accommodate us. Anyways, it was a new thing that happened to us, and I quickly went online and we tried to find other accommodations. And because it was so much later, past like we booked this hotel months ago now, the costs have gone up. Like every bit of travel does near the last minute. So we're having to pay more money to stay in Florence than what we had originally budgeted for. So according to this policy, they should be able to be covering that price difference. We put in a request. They told us they'd get back to us within 48 hours. It has now been
72 hours.
And we haven't heard anything.
So we're pushing them again. So another message saying, hey, your policy says you'll let us know within 48 hours. And so we're still waiting for the response back. So we'll keep you up to date and let us know if we ever get that money back from Booking.com that says we should in their own policy. So
right.
So we'll keep
see.
you.
We're going to try. We're going to try to fight it and see if we can get a little bit of a reimbursement for the extra expense that it cost us.
And I think that's a policy in other booking sites. There's similar, like I think Airbnb has dealt with that we've heard from friends of ours that they've booked, and they said the same thing. It was the responsibility for them to find us another accommodation because their host site didn't provide the accommodation. So,
that's right.
So we're looking into this and trying to figure it all out. So group cruising. We're going on one. We leave the Caribbean Princess. We were leaving on January 28th.
This will be our third group cruise that we have hosted. And we personally have never been on a group cruise hosted by anyone else. So when we first started group cruising, we had a lot of people asking us to do a group cruise that wanted to meet us, wonderful followers out there. And so we just said, sure, let's do it. We don't know what we're doing, but we'll stumble into this and give it a try. And it turned out to be one of the most favorite things that we've introduced into our life. It might have been a little intimidating the first time. Jerry might have been a little shy. I might have been a little anxious. But anyways, it has turned into just this wonderful community that we've developed. And every time we do one of these, we meet more people and new friends, and our circle of Canuckling friends and family just seems to be growing and growing. And so we are so excited to be about to do our third one, and we have 2 others booked. We actually have 3 more booked right now, and we're talking about booking some other ones. And it's just the main reason for me personally, I'm just going to put it out there in a nutshell. The reason why we love doing this is because of the community that we have developed. We have friends from all over the world that we have met through our love for cruising, and getting to cruise with them in this mutual experience is phenomenal. And we watch people that go on these cruises and have made lifelong friends. They have nothing to do with us. They might have originally met because they were both following our channel, but then they met on a cruise, and they've made lasting friendships and connections. And so that's what a group cruise is about for me.
Yeah, when we started doing it, we thought the people want it.
The people want it.
Let's give the people what they want.
We were a little anxious about giving them what they wanted, but we had quite a few of you that said, do a group cruise, do a group cruise. And we thought, well, this is going to be really embarrassing. We're going to do a group cruise, and there's going to be like 2 couples, maybe 3 couples that come. And we were blown away that we had over 60 people in our group, the first one, and the second one was the same. So then we decided, well, how can we sort of still have this great experience with everybody, but make it a little bit more intimate? So we're trying to offer more options of group cruises, because if we just do one a year, it's hard for everybody's schedule and work commitments and family and life commitments to make it work. So we're trying to offer a few more each year. And so and then the plus side of that is that the numbers aren't so large, in that Jerry and I feel like we can have enough time to have quality time with everybody on board. And that's what it's all about for us. It's not about, it's not Jerry and I standing at some podium in a hall talking to you guys. It's us sitting down and having a drink with you, playing a game with you, sitting in a lounge chair, having a burger poolside, doing a short excursion, having a happy hour drink, dinner every night with different people in the dining room. Those sort of things is what makes it great for us.
Yeah, our only exposure to group cruises before we actually did one was watching other group cruises, and that's why why we hesitated was we saw that it was like people sitting on a stage answering people's questions with their hands up about what camera do you use, or what cruise is your favorite cruise ship. We thought we don't want to cruise like that. We want to be sitting with people in the theater watching a show, having a drink, enjoying, get to know them, get to explore the ports together, all that fun stuff. So yeah, we kind of we changed the dynamic and said let's do it like we're cruising with our best friends, right? And ironically, everybody kind of turned into our best friends. It's funny, you find like-minded people that love travel like you do, that love cruising like you do, and you just kind of gravitate towards each other. Before you know it, you've got this amazing group of people that are having a blast, and they're crying and tears are flowing on the last day when you're saying goodbye. So it's been a wonderful experience. So
we've had a few people that are new to joining a group cruise, and they're a little intimidated about it, because they're like, oh, you know everybody else from previous group cruises and we're new. But I'm telling you, and you can ask members of our group cruises that have come, after the first night, you're all a part of the family and everybody's blended in, and it's just a welcoming group of people. We're just so happy about that. But I mean, I think I understand when people say to me, oh, I'm a little nervous to meet the whole group in person or be a part of a group. I'm a little quiet and shy. And obviously that's not my personality. If you've watched me long enough, I'm not like that. But I could understand why it would be a little intimidating, but I just want to say to everybody that it really isn't that. Nobody's going to be in your face making you do something you're not comfortable with. You can be as involved in the group as much as you want, and as uninvolved as you don't want. We had some people that literally just wanted to join in the group cruise so that they could have one dinner with Jerry and I, and that's pretty much all the involvement they had. They didn't join the group activities because it was too overwhelming, but they would sit down and say hi to us when they saw Jerry and I at the International Cafe having having a coffee in the morning or stuff like that. And that's fine if that's what you want to do too. It's all about, it's very flexible. There's no strict schedule. You can come to events that we have going on, or you don't have to. And it's just cruising the way you want to do it and then possibly meeting some wonderful friends along the journey.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my fear of group cruising, is because I hate situations where you join like a group and there's like pressure that you've got to do this. We're going to do this next. You have to show up for this. And all of a sudden you're in uncomfortable situations with people you don't know. We're like, no, you can cruise however you want. So you can do a group cruise however you want. And it's as much or as little. And we kind of bounce around from everybody. If there's people we haven't seen for a couple of days because they've been doing their own thing, we'll catch up and say, how's it going? And kind of, it's
right.
It's a blast.
We're not going to track somebody down on a group cruise and say, you didn't go to the last 2 events. What's going on? Not at all. You're on vacation. You're having a great time. And we're there just to interact and be with everybody and be a part of the group. And we're not, leading the group to everybody do something. It's just get to know each other and have a wonderful time together.
So like when we're doing a group cruise, some of the things that you might do with us, we would do, we always do a scavenger hunt. That's become a trademark of what we do. Mm-hmm. And people are running around the ship for an hour trying to find things, take selfies with different things. We're doing that again in our group cruise coming up. Yep. There's always a group cruise trivia, which is a combination of trivia about cruising, about the ship you're on, about Cruising Canucks content, to how well you know us. And we kind of do that as well.
One of the newest things that we've started doing, we didn't do this the first group cruise, but I've done this the last 2 cruises. And that is because fellow cruisers have asked me to do this, is that we do a book club at sea. So every group cruise, I pick a book, and everybody reads the book that wants to, and we usually have a 1-hour chat about the book near the end of the journey, so that if you just want to read the book while you're on the cruise, you have a chance to do that and that sort of thing. But that's been another sort of trademark thing we're doing, is a book club at sea type thing. So lots of people have been enjoying that, and this is just a lovely way to relax and share things.
Yep. And I find that if you're newer to cruising with us versus those that have been on, say, multiple group cruises with us, those people that have been on all the group cruises so far, they're almost like ambassadors. They're like, they're there to help people that are new to cruising with us. If you can't catch us, they're there to help us as well. If you're not seeing us for some reason because we get caught up doing something, then there's other people.
Absolutely. We have some wonderful ambassadors for sure. And, off the top of my head, I want to say from the very get-go, Bruce and Tawny were one of the first ones that said, let's do a group cruise. And they encouraged us to do one. And they've been instrumental in helping us organize them and welcome everybody. And, if Jerry and I are like, oh, we didn't meet 2 or 3 couples on the first day of cruise, and Tawny will be like, oh, I met them, or Bruce did. And everybody just welcomes you in as family. And it's been wonderful. And we appreciate that so much.
And the nice thing, too, is for me, as being someone who's not as like you
outgoing
with people, that takes me a long time to warm up to people. I'm always very kind of standoffish trying to figure people out. But I find that the type of people that go on the group cruises, there's so much like you that you assimilate faster, that I'm more comfortable around those people. Like, you don't get people that you're thinking, oh, I couldn't cruise with that person. They're very much just like we are.
Jerry's quite happy when I'm hanging out with the ladies and he sees one of the husbands by themselves, and he can just go and have a one-on-one chat with the husband, because that's sort of where he's more comfortable than, say, being in the middle of the dance floor with 15 ladies dancing like I would want to do on an ABBA dance party. Definitely, if there's an ABBA dance party going on, ladies, you got to join me on the dance floor.
I was one of the first ones on the dance floor for the sail away party last time.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you can be at times.
It takes a while for the Crown and Diet to kick in.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it's a good time all around. And like I said, you can, I think if you went on one, I was skeptical. I would have been someone before group cruise saying I would never do that in my life. And a lot of people probably feel that way after I've done it. We have people that have said they will never cruise by themselves as a couple again. They're always going to go with the group because they had such a good time.
We've had a few spouses. I'll say that one, generally it's the wife, but not always, but generally it's the wife that wants to sort of book the group cruise. Sometimes it's not. But anyway, so then they said at the end of it, oh, my husband really did have a good time, even though he was really, anxious about doing it. And so he said it's fine to book more group cruises. So, I mean, that's always sort of like a seal of approval in my mind. If we're not too invasive and in your face that I'm scaring anybody off. I don't try to be. I'm not that person. I hope not. Jerry might think otherwise. He thinks I'm too outgoing sometimes. But no, it's all in good fun for sure.
The first time I ever met her and I didn't know her from anyone else, it was like, yeah, this person's a lot. And I kind of felt like I needed to kind of not be near that person who's a lot. I got used to you, honey.
There you go. Used to me. High compliments over here.
It's funny because sometimes we say that opposites not only attract, but they also complement each other, right? So what you're good at with people is not what I'm good at, but then there's things that I'm good at that kind of supplement that for you. So there you go.
You're my tech support.
I'm your tech support. Yeah. Like one of our patrons recently said that I'm the producer and the director of the content that you see on YouTube, and this is the talent and the star right here. So there you go.
Not true. Yeah. Meanwhile, it was all his idea to become bloggers and do this. And I was like, there's no way you're putting my face on a camera and I'm talking about cruising. Like, there's no way. I said, if you want to videotape your experience cruising, you go right ahead and do it. But I guess it didn't take him long to convert me over, right?
Yep. And we want to talk a little bit about group cruises we've got coming up and ideas. And we've been kind of on our Facebook page asking people what they want to do, because we've been doing Caribbean over and over again. We thought maybe there's people that want to go and travel with us somewhere else in the world. And that's one of the advantages of a group cruise. We're doing one this spring in Mediterranean with our patron members. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them haven't been to Europe before. Mm-hmm. So they feel more comfortable going in a group because they can find out where are you flying in, where are you staying, and hooking up with people and then going to the cruise together. It's not so intimidating as trying to figure it out by yourself for the first time. Right. So that's one of the advantages of a group cruise. So we're thinking there's a lot of people out here that want to do a group cruise with us in Europe, for example. So we're looking at that. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Yeah, maybe we go to a few of the comments and questions, sure. Mm-hmm. And then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about what we're thinking for group cruises in the future if you're not already booked on one with us. And let me see if I can get down to where we were.
Can we just go start at this one right here? It's a little off topic, but I just want to address it. Can you see it?
Love your videos?
This one here. The one below it. Says, we've been checking out the Azamara Europe sailings and find them to be more expensive compared to Princess Holland America, and wondering what you may say that would make the extra costs worth it. So yeah, we just got off our first Azamara cruise, and I have to say it was probably our favorite cruise we've ever done. First point blank. And we were very fortunate that we booked it, and it was actually cheaper than comparable cruises at the same time. So that's the biggest thing I will say first off, is that Azamara seems to have a big range, and that number changes. And so sometimes they are more expensive, but sometimes they aren't. So keep checking for it, because their prices do seem to differ at different times. We got an amazing deal, and that's why we tried it for the first time. But we loved it so much that I said to Jerry, I'd be willing to pay a little bit more for this experience, because it just felt like an elevated experience from what we're used to with, say, Princess or Holland America. We felt that they did events absolutely amazing. Their white night, I can't talk about how great it was, but it was definitely blew us away. Grilled lobster there, the seafood, if you love seafood, it was plentiful. It was everywhere throughout the whole cruise ship. The small, intimate experiences that they have in the smaller ship, it elevated the whole experience. We loved our excursions that we did with them, that it was also a smaller group excursions than what you would do if you booked an excursion through Princess or Holland America. So it met them. They were a little more intimate and nicer experiences, I thought. So that's just a highlight of it all. But yeah, we would definitely be willing to pay a little bit more, but check their prices.
Do I get to talk?
Go ahead. Did I get it all out?
You said a lot of words.
I did.
So I guess the question is, if it's not the same price and it's more, is it worth paying the extra, right?
Right.
And we've been on a couple cruises that have cost more than what we typically cruise in the last couple times out.
That's right.
And we thought that maybe always paying more means better. And we had one experience that we didn't really feel that at all.
Right.
In Azamara, we definitely felt it.
Right.
And it's just I would say it's more personalized service of the smaller crowd. Azamara is fantastic at doing kind of what feel like just pop up random things around the ship to help keep people
special events
treated special, right? A great one is, it might sound like a small thing, but it was such a small thing that meant so much at the time. Was we were sitting there in a lounger, and also we saw some people coming out with some crates and a couple tablecloths and a few bottles of liquor and stuff. And before we know it, they had a pop-up bar right in front of where we were sitting at the pool, remember?
And they were themed drinks to whatever island we were at for that day. And they were, just going around handing these drinks out. Just this little, you're in the middle of just being on a lounger reading a book.
So this pops up in front of us, and we're like, oh, okay, well, we have a drink here and there, and there's people come by and getting them. And then we go and we get into the pool, and we're in the pool, and the guy serving the drinks turns around and says, where are your drinks? You can't be in the pool without a drink. And I said that correctly. in an age of where cruise ships are like, you can't take drinks into the pool, the bartenders were turning around and giving people in the pool drinks and handing them out to people, having a good time. On top of that, there's a live band off to the side that's playing totally appropriate music as far as the type of music and the loudness of the music.
Volume, yeah.
That you could sit there and still have a conversation and have a good time, but there's still music you could tap your foot to or sing along with. Mm-hmm. And it was and I was just a random normal day on Azamara, whereas I struggle to find that anywhere on any other cruise ship, that you've got to go directly and find exactly what you want to do, whereas they kind of bring it to you, and before you know it, they're doing something, whether it's a white night or an As Amazing Evening. There's so many things. One thing to note for the Azamara video series, every day it gets better.
That's how we felt.
It really did. Like,
we hope the videos show that.
Well, we hope it comes through, because by the time we started, we were kind of like, oh, there's a few things that are better and a few things that are just okay. And by the time we ended, we're like, where do we sign up to pay whatever they charge for this cruise line in the future? That's kind of where we were at. So now I do agree, there's a lot of expensive itineraries.
Yes.
And we ourselves, that we've been looking, saying, no, we're not going to pay that much for it. But they do have a lot of fluctuation in prices. So if you keep an eye on it, you might be surprised to see it comes back down a little bit into your price range. Mm-hmm. I would say, yes, it's worth more. Is it worth double something else? I'm not sure. It depends how much you want that experience. Right. But yeah, we definitely would pay more for it. But if we got it for the same price as other traditional cruises. And I guess the other thing, one last thing on this question, is
we could do a whole live on this again.
Make sure that you're pricing apples for apples, right?
Right.
Like, don't go Princess or Holland America base price. Throw it. You have to put in there, have it all, their Princess Plus, because on Azamara, all that stuff's included as well.
Yeah, your tips are included. There, it's an inclusive experience. Yes. The only thing you'd have to pay extra for is Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And there's even packages you can do that for relatively cheap. So that's that content.
All right. Kathy is saying, I would love to do a group cruise with you guys. I would be involved, but my hubby wouldn't. He's more hesitant. I am following to see what group cruises you have. Yeah. So again, if your husband doesn't want to join into the events, we have like quite a few spouses where they're like, oh, I'm not doing a scavenger hunt. I'm going to sit that out, and they'll be at the pool. Whereas the other spouse will go and join a group. We just all join groups and go and do the scavenger hunt, stuff like that. So you can be as involved as you want, or as little as involved as you want, for sure.
Yeah, and in being that situation ourselves, a lot of times where you're like a go-getter, you want to go do things. You want to do everything, and I want to sit on the balcony, put my feet up, and do nothing but just relax and stare at the waves, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of feel bad if I'm holding you back, but in a group cruise, that's not the case, because you're going out with other people that are like you.
You go stay on the balcony. I'm going to go meet so-and-so here, and we're going to go do this, and we're going to go do this activity. So,
so I feel good that you're having a good time and you're doing something, and you're not feeling bad because I want to relax anyways, and you're getting to kind of not feel like you're being held back by a spouse that maybe isn't as outgoing. So I think it works really well.
It works for us personally with two different types of personalities. Mm-hmm. And we have the Steamy Bean saying, as a teacher, I have my fingers crossed for a group cruise during the summer months.
Yeah, but we don't have one in our thoughts yet, just because summer is really a funny time for cruising, and it gets more and more polarized to see every year. Either you're going to Europe, and it's really expensive because Europe is pricey in the peak of the summer, and it's busy too. Or you're going to Alaska.
That's right.
That seems to be the two extremes of what you're going to. Sometimes you can catch an Eastern Canada cruise.
Well, and the other thing for us personally, which is what sort of our working careers were like. I was off in the summers because I worked in the school system, and Jerry's busiest season where he works is the summer months because he works for emergency services, and forest fires is pretty big in our area. So when I was off all summer, he was working overtime, and so that's part of the reason why we don't do group cruises in the summer too. It's a lot harder for Jerry to have time off work while he's still working.
So if I can retire,
but we will keep that in our mind, and hopefully we can get one in there sometime.
And same person, Stevie B, was saying they were on the Volendam last summer and bumped into friends of ours from Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, wow.
And I think I know who that is.
Oh, it must have, Kelly. Kelly and Stephen, it must have been. Oh, that's wonderful. Mm-hmm.
Gary is saying that he's voting for British Isles group cruise.
Oh, there you go. Julie is saying, they're in Portugal
for the next
11 weeks.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And Deborah has a question.
My husband doesn't like doesn't like cruisers. Do you accept solo cruisers in your group? Yes.
He doesn't like cruising, not cruisers.
Oh, sorry.
He just hates those cruisers.
Yeah, we have had solo cruisers join our group in the past. We don't have any on our next one coming up, but yeah, there's been a few times where we've had single people that have come with us, and of course, you're more than welcome. You don't need to have a spouse to be a part of our group.
We've had. We've had solo, we've had lots of couples, we have people traveling together, we have had people that need, say, accessible cabins, they would travel with us. So we've had a wide range of different people and that we've been able to, fit in with the group. And it's been amazing how people kind of sometimes even gravitate towards the solo travelers knowing they're by themselves. And so they help include them, whether it's dinner plans or excursions that they get. They make sure that, hey, what are you doing? Let's join with us and go do something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Does Azamara travel around South America? We would like to go on a longer cruise.
Yeah, Azamara goes just about everywhere in the world.
They have some really great itineraries.
Yeah, they are all over the place. So yeah, you'd have to check it out. I'm not sure the exact ship or the sailings or dates or when they do that, but I'm almost 100% sure that they do sailings just about everywhere in the world. So you definitely be able to find that itinerary. I guess is what I'm trying to get out.
Mm-hmm. Next question is, what are the age ranges in your group cruise? Well, we have had people in our group cruises that have been in their late 30s all the way up to into their 80s.
Yep.
So there you go.
And
we have quite a range.
The average age is probably a little bit older than us.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would say that it's
probably in the 60s would be the average age.
Yeah.
But we've had younger and we've also had older.
Yeah, and everybody kind of all fits in together. It's interesting because you never feel that difference when you're together as a group. Everybody kind of feels like they're all the same demographic, basically. Everybody fits in really well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jill is sharing her experience here. Says, Kathy, my husband is the quietest, most cautious person there is. By night 2, he was on the dance floor. We felt we were with old friends the whole time. It's so true. Yeah, I think Simon might have been a little nervous his first group cruise, but he sure did become a part of our group.
It's funny because I guess because he's so quickly adapted, and I never got that from Simon at all.
We didn't think that he was.
It was like he was right there and he was positive, he was involved, and
yeah.
And he makes chicken nuggets.
So he's Jerry's favorite person in the whole world.
In charge of chicken nuggets.
He doesn't make them, but whatever.
Yep. Yep. No chicken nugget gets eaten in the UK without his inspection. That's what I tell people.
Anyways, you're ridiculous.
So upcoming group cruises, we're still in the planning stages. We're always going to be planning it. It always seems to be evolving just because of our schedules and what people are asking for.
Yes.
So we did ask people on Facebook this past week.
Right.
We said, where would you like to group cruise? We gave a couple options. I think we threw in Alaska. We threw in Northern Europe. We threw in the Mediterranean. A few people added to the poll, and they threw in Hawaii, South Pacific, Caribbean. And so, yeah. But the results, we were a little surprised. We weren't sure. We thought maybe everybody was going to want to go to Alaska, and you'd go back to Alaska. But
I would, just for you guys.
But it was over 50% wanted to do Northern Europe. So we're really looking very hard at Northern Europe.
We are.
To give you a clue of timelines, if you're looking to cruise with us, and what we're thinking is we're thinking it'll probably be like spring of 2027 is what we're thinking for that one.
May specifically.
Yeah, kind of May.
In that range.
We've been looking at everything from British Isles, Ireland, to possibly the Baltic, to possibly Norwegian fjords. We're kind of all over the place, and we're trying to see if we can get something that's a decent price and something unique and something that's easy for everybody to go to. And so, yeah, we're looking at all those. I love the British Isles and Ireland. We've never been to the Baltic. We've never been to the Norwegian fjords. So I think we'd be up for any of it. It's just a matter of what ship's going to work at that timing, because May is kind of the shoulder season, beginning of the European season in Northern Europe.
Yeah, and price is playing into the factor too, because we looked at one that we thought was an amazing itinerary, and then we realized that it was around $3,000 more than a different ship that was going at the same time for longer days. So, we're trying to make smart decisions financially for us, and of course with you guys in mind too.
Yeah, it probably won't be a smaller ship like Azamara unless we find a deal somewhere.
Right.
It'll probably be something like a Princess Holland America or something like that.
We're looking at.
Yeah. So yeah, we're looking at all the options there. So that's one group cruise option. And just to give you an idea, if you haven't seen our group cruise stuff before and wonder, what type of stuff we do, we're doing the Caribbean Princess next week. So that's a Caribbean 12-day that we're doing on the Caribbean Princess down towards Panama. it's not actually going to go to the Panama Canal. They changed that on us, but
It was when we booked it, but
Yep.
the itinerary has been changed.
And then we do other group cruises with our Patreon community. Like we're doing the Mediterranean one that we mentioned in May with them. We're doing another public one for everybody to join us, and it's been booked out for a while now. Is the Volendam out of Montreal to Newfoundland and back.
That's right.
So that's an exciting one. We've got 50 some odd people on that. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And then we have in 27. The only thing we've really booked so far, we have another patron one in Europe in late in the year. But that's how we're kind of trying to figure out what can we do that everybody can join us on. And that's why we asked the question, where do you want to go? And I think everybody's kind of, not everybody, but a lot of people are thinking Northern Europe. I think a second place was Mediterranean was a distant second. But yeah. And luckily, no Alaska for you yet. No cold for you in the summer. You have enough cold right now outside.
Yeah.
If we had mountains outside, it would look like Alaska right now.
Right.
But so that's the update. So we don't really have any firm updates. We're also working on some other patron cruises, and some people are booking 2028. So I guess we got to start thinking about that.
We have to plan a little further ahead when we're booking group cruises than what we normally have done in the past and what we're used to doing. So trying to get everything planned and meanwhile juggling our life and Jerry's work schedule and all of that becomes a little bit of a logistical thing. So that's why we just start creating the discussion and get some ideas so we know where to hit the ground going.
Yeah, because we didn't want to do the same kind of Caribbean run every single year because we know other people like to do different things in that. And a lot of people that have cruised a lot, and a lot of the cruisers some are brand new cruisers and some have been cruising forever. But so if you have ideas, let us know. Even let us know right in the chat there, and we'll go through them and discuss them because some of the things in timing don't work for us, but other things are in the cards still.
Right. Just want to answer a question here. We've got Lee and Claire from the UK saying that they're going on the Enchanted Princess. They want to know how formal is the formal night. What would you say?
I would say Princess formal nights are becoming less formal with time.
I agree.
And I think that you are probably going to see, I think over half, like if I'm talking just about what the men wear, for example, I think probably at least half are in a suit and tux. I'd say less than half are at least wearing a collared shirt with maybe a jacket but no tie. And then there's a smaller percentage that don't do anything at all. Some just have like a collared shirt,
like what Jerry's wearing right now.
But I think you'd still be in good company if you had a suit on with a tie. That'd be the middle ground. There are still some people that wear tux.
Yeah. So I will say we were on the Island Princess this summer with Paul and Carol from Paul and Carol Love to Travel, and we were in there on a formal night, and we saw a man come in with a cutoff T-shirt. It had no sleeves, and he had shorts on. And a ball cap, and he was turned away, and he was very upset about it. He was very vocal about it, but they do sort of enforce that sort of thing. But yet, there were men sitting beside us that just had like a collared shirt on, and you don't have to have a tie or a jacket or anything like that. You're fine with that. But, stuff that you would wear on a pool deck, don't go to the main dining room on a formal night
for sure.
with.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps. And just see what else we had here. Jack was saying they're going on the Majestic Princess British Isles, end of August 27. That would be the best. So we've already got one booked in early September 27. So that probably won't work. But yeah, that would be the best. That's for sure.
Christine is saying, my wish list is Norwegian fjords, looking at the Zutter Dam in June 27. For 17 nights. Oh, wow. That's a nice length of a one.
Yeah, I considered early June, but again, I'm kind of getting into my busy season for about 10 weeks from about mid-June through to that's where it gets tight for me to end of August. But we were looking at a lot of Norwegian fjord options is what we've been looking at.
Good.
And I'm seeing that hot chocolate with Bailey's is great. Ooh, I've never tried that.
Go.
I have some hot chocolate upstairs. It's cold enough. I may have to try that one today.
You don't have any Baileys at your house, though, so that might be a challenge.
You know what I do have?
What do you?
I have chocolate Crown Royal I can put in there.
Ooh, there you go.
So chocolate Crown Royal and hot chocolate would be good. I'll try that later today.
Robin is saying we didn't find Norway cold at all and loved our Holland America cruise there in 2023. What time of year did you go, Robin? We were off to South America, Antarctic for 2027. Wow, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that have hinted to us that they'd also love to do a Hawaii with us.
Yes.
And that's definitely one of the ones that's in around us. We want to also do South Pacific, but again, getting back to me working, we're not going to get the time off to be able to do that at this point. Mm-hmm. And Robin is saying first week of August. First week of August is when she did the Norwegian Fjords. And I see a question about what about the transatlantic?
What about a transatlantic? We have one booked on the MSC Sea View in April of 27. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I don't know. We've never done a transatlantic, so I'm fearful of doing it with a group in case I don't like it.
Well, I guess the positive is there's a lot of sea days.
And so you'd have lots of time to be with a group. So we have sort of thrown it out there and played it around in our head.
Yeah, we have considered it for that reason, thinking even if we're not going to ports, we've got people to do stuff with every day that we're out at sea.
Right, and generally they're more affordable cruises because they don't charge as much when you're not going to many ports, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, and Julie's asking, what budget do you aim for group cruises?
Okay, I'll give it to you in Canadian, then I'll try to convert it.
Okay.
But typically we're looking, if we can get something that's, say, an interior room for between $3,000 and $3,500 Canadian, so when I convert that over to American, around $2,000 American for an inside cabin for a week.
For two people.
For two people, and that's taxes, everything in. If I can get that, then I'm kind of happy that is a decent price.
And is that with the package?
That's sometimes with a package on the right.
America
usually you're getting closer to about $2,500 if you're going with the package.
Have it all package or now, Princess Plus package.
The way my brain works when we're pricing these things, I always take it back to, okay, what would that be if it was a 7-day cruise? Because that's kind of my target that I just told you for 7-day cruise. Now, when we're going to Europe, we're thinking probably most people don't want to go to Europe for just 7 days.
Yeah.
So we're thinking maybe 12, 14, that type of thing. So when you think that price range, then you've got to kind of double that. So we're probably looking at something between, $4,000 and $5,000, maybe $4,000 to $6,000 American for a 2-week European northern trip would be kind of what our price range is, what we're looking for.
Right.
Now that would be with the package. It would be less if you don't have the Have It All package or the Princess Plus.
And you don't have to have a packaged cruising with us. I know that there's some people that have done group cruises that it's all included and you have to be a part of it. You don't have to. We have some people that take the Princess Plus package and some people that just pay for the basic fare to get on the cruise. So that's totally a choice that you can make.
Yeah, you can
at booking time.
Yeah, you can have whatever you want, package or no package.
And of course, whatever type of cabin, from an interior right up to a suite. We have people that have booked, beautiful suites to people that book an interior. Let the cruise line assign my cabin. The lower end of that.
Like for example, we have people that are Mediterranean cruise with patrons that we're just getting final payments and stuff coming in now. And when you look at American dollars, you're looking for cabins, depending if you're like inside ocean view or balcony, but people are paying in the range of $4,500 to $5,000-$6,000. And that includes a package. So we try not to make it so expensive that people couldn't afford to go with us.
Right.
But we also are probably not going to pick the least expensive one because we want to have,
a decent experience.
We kind of want to make sure we do it right with people, make sure they enjoy where we're going with together. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Gary is saying, I'm planning on retiring in early 2027. That opened up my schedule for sure. It makes it a lot easier, right? Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty flexible.
I wish I could retire with Gary then.
Yeah, I know. So close. And Matt is asking, have you ever considered a Mexican Riviera cruise?
There
just yesterday that was in the topic of conversation.
Yeah, we have considered that. As Eastern North Americans, it's an interesting situation for us because like flying to Europe isn't a lot farther than us flying all the way to the West Coast.
That's true.
So that's why we're always back and forth. And we've done the West Coast a couple times and in the Mexican Riviera.
Yeah, we've cruised at least 4 or 5 times out of that.
Yeah,
area.
so we've done it before. So doing it because we haven't done it isn't an option for us. It's kind of we'd be doing a return, and so we've been back and forth on that. Unfortunately, there's like less exotic destinations on those. Although I noticed the other day we were pricing it just yesterday that some are going up into what's it called, the Gulf of California. I probably had that wrong.
I have no idea.
I think it's the Gulf of California between the Baja Peninsula and Mexico mainland. There's a little bit of stretch of water that a lot of cruise lines are starting to go in there, especially the smaller Holland America ones.
Right.
So yeah, we have looked at it. We just haven't kind of figured whether that would be an option for people or not. But West Coast is a funny one for us because us going on an Alaska cruise or Mexican Riviera, we're doing the math thinking, well, we could be over in London and do a Northern Europe and within an hour or two difference of the flight times. Yeah.
And Miss Tracy is asking, do you purchase insurance through the cruise line? I know most credit cards will reimburse for trip interruption, but do not provide medical coverage. Does Amex cover medical emergencies? Depends on what type of Amex card you have and how old you are. So we do have coverage with our platinum, and because we're under 65, it's covered. They decrease their coverage when they're older. When you're over 65 is what we found. You have some coverage, but not as extensive as what we currently have.
And we find with the Amex for us, with the Platinum Amex, that if we're going longer than 14 days, they don't cover us beyond 14 days. So we can buy extra coverage, but it's very affordable. Like we're talking under $100 to add a week on. So it's very affordable.
Yeah. So that's what we tend to do. Like when we did 3 weeks in Europe, we paid for the extra week through Amex to be covered. Do you purchase insurance through the cruise line? We have in the past. And we haven't since we got the paid for the Platinum Amex. Yeah,
and every cruise line is slightly different of what they cover and they don't cover. And they also, some have multiple tiers. Some have brought them just to one tier lately. Mm-hmm. So you have to kind of go case by case to see what they would cover. A lot of them cover just like getting medical attention on the ship and evacuating you off the ship to land, where then you would have to have coverage to take care of stuff that happens.
Sort of on your own at that point.
So you have to make sure that you've got the right medical coverage if you do go through the ship.
Right. And Terry is saying, don't forget to like and subscribe. We have 188 people watching, but only 57 likes. Yes, please do that.
That's my fault.
It really helps us. Why?
I know. So I made 133 people unhappy during this live.
Please press that like button. It does help us out. Christine is saying we're doing a 17-night Hawaii cruise, April 2027, round trip out of Vancouver. Excited for this one. Oh, that sounds like fun too.
Yeah, and that's the type that we've been looking at that option because we find it more affordable than going over and doing Pride of America. Mm-hmm. I think the only other way I would do Hawaii other than a cruise there and back to California or Seattle or in Vancouver, depends where they go from, would be to do a land trip and not a cruise to Hawaii. We've been debating those.
We've debated. We haven't been to Hawaii yet, and we really want to get there. We're not quite sure. We haven't decided how we're doing it. But
Jack is doing a transatlantic on the Queen Mary 2 after our British Isles cruise in 2027. Fly over to Southampton and then come back on the Queen Mary 2.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And in our discussions of transatlantic, I've thought if I'm going to do transatlantic, I want to do it on the last remaining ocean liner in the world, the Queen Mary 2. Yeah. So we've really thought about
on your list.
Yeah, we've had a few friends of ours that are really like, if you go on that, we're joining you for sure. Because like a lot of other people feel the same way. They want to do the Queen Mary 2. Yeah. She's only going to be with us, I'm sure, for a limited number of years in the future. I'm not sure how it'll ever be replaced. Mm. And just a note of the Queen Mary 2, if you don't want to do transatlantic, Queen Mary 2 is actually doing a couple Caribbean runs. Mm. I think, is it this fall? I think it is. Yeah, it is this fall. So you can possibly do Queen Mary just briefly to the Caribbean and back for a couple times as well.
That would be weird.
Yeah, it'd be weird for sure because it's an impressive ship. Trust me, it looks like no other cruise ship when you stand beside it. It's fascinating. But yeah, we have thought of that. But that'd be an amazing trip. You have to let us know how that one goes for sure. And what's this saying here? Jerry, also compare costs based on days like you do, Jerry. Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I kind of reduce it to cost per day. Like I said, I'm always talking Canadian dollars, but like if I can find a all-inclusive cruise package for under 500 Canadian, so working backwards, that would be around 300 American per day. And that's for 2 people with a package, taxes, everything in. I think I'm doing really well. I think that's a really good price. And that's kind of my target when I'm hoping for the deal that I say, hey, guess what? We should go on this cruise and I'm trying to sell it to you. Mm-hmm. That's my target. But
there you go.
When you get up towards $1,000 per day or 600 or 700 American per day, then you're kind of stretching my limits of what I think is reasonable. Yeah. And of course, I'm talking like for us, we do a lot of inside and ocean view. If you're booking a lot of balconies and suites, you're in a different price range than us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always start with the insides and then work up to see what it costs to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We generally the only time we get other than an inside or an ocean view is when we bid to upgrade. We've done that successfully quite a bit, or if there's been a big special on. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone is saying, whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Christine's saying, thank you. It's Clemson Tiger says, bring back your word scramble contest on cruise vlogs. We have thought about it. We're still kind of hoping that if we could find a sponsor that would help provide a prize. But a lot of people said, we don't even want a prize. We just want you to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted. We might in 2026 bring it back for a special edition and do it. So
we have tried with 3 or 4 companies to try to get sponsorship, and we haven't been successful, so that's why we haven't brought it back yet. But maybe we do bring it back without a prize. Would people
Or
still be interested in it?
bring it back and just have a small prize, something, Cruising Canuck, but give them, the opportunity to kind of play the contest as they're watching the vlogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting idea. I've played with it. I haven't talked to you about it, but I've played with it in future cruises coming up this year. That maybe we'll throw it back in there and give it a try and kind of surprise people. But we'll let you know ahead of time so you're able to watch.
You better tell me soon. I almost put all of the little cubes that we have in my toy basket for the grandchildren. So
don't give them away.
I have an ottoman in our living room that is now full of baby and toddler toys for all of our grandchildren. And I was cleaning out my office cupboard the other day, and I saw the letters to the secret word, those cubes, and I thought, oh, we're not using these anymore. I should put them in for the toys for the grandchildren.
And just trying to see.
No prizes needed, just fun is what Clementine is
Angela
saying.
says she loves MSC in Europe. And where's that one? No prizes needed, just fun.
Very good. Well, maybe we'll have to do it then.
And we do a group cruise. Do we get a free cabin? We still pay for our cabin. Now, we book the group cruises now. We've had trouble in the past booking group cruises not through a single agency. And so we book it through an agency that we have running now that we can book everybody and keep everybody in the same agency and get all the perks that we can get. And with that, obviously, comes some commission to the agency itself, but we pay for our cabin. So is what happens. So there is, if you do group cruises on your own, there is perks with different cruise lines where you can book a certain number of cabins and someone will get a cruise credit and that type of stuff. So there's all that stuff to consider when you do group cruises. But yeah, we found out that having it as an organized group under just our agency has made it much easier for getting what we want on the ship to
to have dedicated space to do activities, but mainly to be able to have a section of the main dining room that we can have dinner with every night.
A contact on the ship that helps us organize the group stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, when we our first cruise, we didn't do it that way, and it was a nightmare trying to get a spot that we could sit down and just interact with people that had come on the cruise with us. But mainly the dining room was the biggest nightmare, and so that's why we do book it now all through our travel agency.
And it would be fun just to do the secret word without prizes even.
Okay.
I'm sure we'd include some small prize.
Yeah.
It just won't be a big piece of luggage probably.
So here's a question for you. In your opinion, which cruise line has the best loyalty program?
That's an interesting one because I haven't compared them a lot. We bounce around from ship to ship, but we rarely go through the loyalty programs very fast.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the highest level with Princess, which I do love.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you are.
I am. You're not. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they include, free laundry. But the other thing that I really like that Princess does is they have their little elite party, happy hour appetizers and drinks every day, which is a nice little perk that they have. We don't have any loyalty level high enough to get any perks with Holland America or Celebrity, but I've heard from some people that are very loyal with them that they have some really good perks.
Like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, I think they have perks where you get even drink vouchers if you don't have a drink package, so you can get drinks.
Nice, yeah.
Holland America is an interesting one because like a lot of cruise lines, it's the number of nights you've cruised with them or the number of cruises. Holland America has an option that if you spend extra money on this ship and say you buy the retreat package or whatever else, then that has points that go and count towards the loyalty, so you go faster through the loyalty program. So I thought that was really interesting that Holland America does
so that's helped us up. We're at a 3-star with Holland America and getting into the 4th star, but because we booked cabanas quite a few times, that's helped us get through the level of the 3-star level a little bit faster.
So made it through all the questions. We've talked about all the cruising. If you have ideas for a group cruise, throw them in the comment section below. We're going to keep reading it after the live. Or on our Facebook group, if you have any suggestions, throw it in there. And timing wise, it's hard to make everybody happy. So we'll try to give you enough notice that you can kind of work around it if you really want to join us. But yeah, we'd love to see you on a cruise with us because like I said, it's changed our views on cruising. It's opened up a whole world of people that would have never known if we didn't do it in the first place. Lifelong friends for sure.
That's what we've got from it.
Without a doubt. So we'll leave it there. And we are packing up. And we won't be on it next week for a live because we're going to be flying off to a cruise.
Fingers crossed. Next week at this time, we will be boarding a plane. So let's hope. Everybody, please keep your fingers crossed for us because it didn't work out so well over New Year's when we were trying to get on that plane. So let's hope for this time that we do.
Yeah, our next live will be probably mid-February because we're gone for 2 weeks on the cruise. We're missing Sunday, so I don't know the exact date, but I suspect it's mid-February will be the next time. So we're going to miss probably 3 lives in a row until we're back again. Mm-hmm. And we'll tell you how the group cruise went and what we've got planned. Hopefully by then we'll have an announcement for a group cruise that you can join us on.
That's right.
Is the plan.
You want to just end it on this note here.
Okay. I have to find it and end it on that note.
There we go. Just a little last comment from Matthew saying, just a comment of appreciation. Love to watch your videos and look forward to them. Thank you so much. We, your positive comments have kept us doing this and have given us so much joy. And we can't tell you how much we appreciate it when we hear people saying that they love what we're doing and they show their support. It means the world to us. It really does.
Yeah, we always say we have absolutely the best viewers and followers of anybody. That we hear so many negative things about things on the internet and on
Social
YouTube
media.
and we hear we wonder why people would do it to take that abuse. We don't see that. We have people that just are outpouring their hearts to us and supporting us, and we try to give it all back to you when we're doing group cruises or being honest in our videos. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So thanks everyone for joining us, and if you are joining us next week in Florida for this group cruise, we can't wait to see you all, and safe travels for everyone, whether you're coming with us or going on your own independent cruise in the next little while. And be safe out there. Love traveling.
Talk to you in February, everybody. Bye-bye.